Hey y'all, it's Bailey with Reclaim Grace. I'm so excited y'all decided to click on this video today. It is a very special one to me. I am collaborating with sweet Natalie from Sparks of Joy Studio. We are doing a thrift switch flip challenge. That is such a tongue twister, where I sent her some items to make over and she sent me some items to make over. So let me know what y'all think and how I did with this challenge. And be sure to go check out Natalie's channel. I'm linking it in the description box below. And let's get started. Alright, y'all. Like I said in the intro, this is a collab video with Sparks of Joy Studio, Miss Natalie. So I'm just going to start off by showing y'all everything she sent me. This is a thrift... Excuse me, that is a tongue twister. A thrift flip switch challenge. Y'all say that 3 times fast. And y'all, she was hard on me. I seen her in Sammy with Unicorns Dust Designs video, and she was hard on Sammy too. So I kind of expected it. So yeah, I'm just going to show y'all the items that she sent me. This is an easy one. Little strainer, metal cup. Got an idea for this. This little gnome. I love the mushroom. I'm obsessed with mushrooms, so this is probably definitely going to be one of the 5 items. Little shoe form holder. This bell. And this tissue box holder, which I loved this carved detail in this. So this is definitely going to be one of the 5 items. So I'm just going to think on these for a little while and I will get to crafting. So let's get started. The first project I'm going to start with is this wooden, it kind of looks like a shield wooden plaque. So I'm just going to start off by getting this sticker off. And if y'all ever struggle getting the price tags and stickers off, just put a little bit of heat to it and it will come right off. And if you have a little residue left on it, use some lemon oil. But then make sure you clean it really well because your paint will not stick to that lemon oil. So clean that really well. So I gave this little plaque a good scuff sand and clean, and I'm going to give it a solid coat of cast iron by Fusion. So I grabbed my Specimens Mould and I cast with resin this little critter right here and gave it a base coat of the same cast iron by Fusion. And this is a gold full kit I got off Amazon, and it comes with the full adhesive. And I'm just going to apply a layer on top of my bug, let that dry for about 30 minutes. And while that is drying, I'm going to grab Etiquettes. It's the new gold gilded transfer book by IOD. And I am going to cut out some of this background text and apply it to my wooden plaque. A tip when using these transfers, the gold gilded kind, use light pressure when applying them. It makes them transfer super easily, and lift up as you are applying pressure, and just keep on checking to make sure all the gold is coming off. I'm sure most of the people that follow me also follow Natalie from Sparks of Joy Studio. She is so sweet and has honestly welcomed me on this YouTube platform and has been a huge help just trying to figure it out in general. And I was very honored whenever she messaged me asking me to do this collab with her. So thank you so much, Natalie, for just being sweet and welcoming me. And y'all do not forget to go check out her video. I am linking it in the description box below. I know she's going to have some awesome makeovers for y'all. So now I'm just going to apply my little gold fulls to my little specimen mold. And I will use a paintbrush just to get into the details and brush off all the excess full. And this does make a mess. That's why I have on gloves right now. Now I'm going to take some Type Bond Quick and Thick and just apply my little mold to my plaque. I'm trying to keep the gloves on at the moment, but those things had to go. I don't know about y'all, but I cannot stand crafting with gloves on. That's why I never get my nails done. It's pointless. It's pointless. I wish I was that kind of crafter, but I'm not. So I'm just pressing down very firmly and letting it dry overnight, and this baby is done. I am in love with this project. I have kind of been vibing with that dark academia look, and I think it fits perfect for Halloween. I would price this at $9.95. The next project I decided to work on was this little silver cup. Gave it a good clean. It's kind of dirty. Just want to make sure your projects are clean, y'all, before you go to paint them, because the paint does not want to stick to dirt. So I gave it a good clean and let it dry, and I'm going to base coat this cup with a couple layers of raw silk by Fusion. I've had this napkin in my stash for probably 4 years, and I was just looking through my decoupage paper and nothing really kind of stuck out to me. So I was like, I have not decoupaged a napkin in a really, really long time, so let's do it. So I grabbed this and I'm just using a wet paintbrush to get those edges off. And I have already removed the extra plies to this napkin. I'm going to be using some polyacrylic matte as my decoupage gel. And with this project, you're going to get wrinkles if you're decoupaging with napkins. I have not been able to find a way around that. I also have not tried the iron on method, but with this rounded surface, I just went with the wrinkles. It was fine, and I want it to look old and creepy, so the wrinkles kind of worked in my favor. So I'm just going to continue decoupaging the napkin around the cup. And with the other piece of napkin, I'm just going to cut it up to fit any missing empty areas and just work my way all around the cup. I'm not worried about the napkin going all the way to the top because I plan on doing something with that area here in a few minutes. I'm going to cast one of these trimming molds. I picked the one I did because I kind of felt like it had a spooky vibe to it. So I dusted my mold with some cornstarch, and I'm just warming up my clay and forming it into like a little hot dog shape. We'll press it into my mold and just use my thumbs to get that flat back and get the excess clay off. To demold my little trimming, I'm going to flex it, flip it over, and just let gravity help the mold fall right out. This is how I store my clay when I'm not using it. I have it in a Ziploc bag with a couple damp baby wipes in there. It will help your clay stay moist when you're not using it. So here I'm just applying my Tite Bond Quick and Thick using a paintbrush to spread that glue all the way to the edges. And then I will carefully wrap this mold around the top of my cup that I'm turning into a Halloween vase. And I will press really well, connecting that back piece, and then taking my paintbrush to get the excess glue squeeze out from around the mold. Then I'm coming in about 15 minutes later and using a soft bristle paintbrush to give this trim piece a coat of the cast iron bifusion. I am also going to paint the bottom of the cup with that cast iron and inside the cup. This project definitely took me out of my comfort zone, but I'm fine with it and I'm thankful for it. Here is how it turned out. Y'all let me know what you think about this one. I would price it at $12.95. Okay, the third project is I don't even know what this is. It's some kind of shoe form, but whenever I looked at it, I seen a ghost. I don't know why, but I kept on seeing a ghost. So I took it to my chop saw and I cut everything off so I could get the little ghost shape, gave it a good sand, and now I'm giving it a fresh coat of white paint. I think this is vintage linen or vintage white by DIY. I gave it a couple coats, and on the second coat, I gave it a little bit of texture on the front and back. And then I'm going to take my black paint and give it some eyeballs. I do end up making my eyeballs a little bit bigger than this right here when it's all said and done. And I actually gave it a mouth, but I didn't like how that turned out, so I repainted over it. So this is a piece of ephemera I had in my stash. It's just a little postcard. And I'm going to take my apothecary label stamp and spell boo. I'm gonna cut it out to make it look like a tag, and I will cut some little V's at the end just to give it that banner look. And I will attach it to my little ghost after I distress it a little bit with some black paint. Just wanted to make it look a little more aged. And with my ghost, I'm going to wrap some twine around its little neck, and I end up double knotting that and fraying those little strands at the end. And I'm going to use a little bit of glue stick to attach my little boo sign. And in my stash, I had a little bird from the Cameos mold that I had just made extra of. So after I distressed around my little ghost, I'm going to take that same paintbrush and paint this little bird black, kind of make it look like a crow or something. And I'm going to attach it right here to my ghost. I'm a little out of frame because I had planned on putting it on top of the boo, but then I changed my mind. I just used hot glue here, so I cleaned up my mess, and this thing is done. This one definitely took me out of my comfort zone, but I think he is cute. Y'all let me know what you think. I would price him at probably $6.95. Project 4 is the little gnome. I took him outside and gave him a quick base layer of spray paint. This is the Rust-Oleum Enamel Flat Black Spray Paint. And once that was dry, I'm going to take my Patina paint by Dixie in the iron, and I'm going to give him 3 good coats, pouncing up and down because I want him to have some texture, making sure to get into all of his details really well. I'm going to paint the mushroom, the whole figurine, and to make sure I get the bottom of his feet as well. On my third coat of applying the patina paint, I'm going to take my green patina spray. I got me a new one of these bottles. My other one was messed up, so the spray nozzle on this one works, and I'm going to give it a good soak down with the green patina. And then with my paintbrush, I'm going to go in and just add a little bit of highlights to certain areas with the blue patina spray. I let that dry for a full 24 hours, and here's how it turned out. I love the patina paints, but I want to make that mushroom stand out because I love mushrooms. It's actually a problem. So I'm going to paint the little stem and the underside of the mushroom with the raw silk by Fusion. Just gave it one good coat, and then I will take Highlander, I believe, by Fusion to paint the top of the mushroom. If y'all are local to my area, I sell all my thrifted makeovers, IOD products, and JRV products in both of my vendor booths, Lola's Vignettes in Goldsboro, North Carolina, and Coppermill Mercantile in Kinston, North Carolina. So once that Highlander was good and dry, I'm taking the end of my paintbrush. It gives you good control this way, and just adding my dots to the top of my mushroom, adding some in some clusters and just randomly. And then I just want to age that mushroom up a little bit. So I will use some Fusion aging wax and give this project a good sealing coat just to seal that rust patina in. And this thing is done. I plan on keeping this little guy for myself. I absolutely love him. Love him. Y'all let me know what you think about this one. If I was to sell it, I would probably price it at like $14.95. Project 5 is this little white watering pail. I'm going to start off by giving it a really good clean and give that white a fresh coat of paint. I'm using Raw Silk by Fusion. And Fusion is just an awesome paint to work with because it's a one-step paint. You just slap it up there. It already has the top coat built into it. This is a piece I had left over from last Christmas when I made ornaments. I just printed that out off of Google on my printer, and I just fussy cut around that mushroom. And now I wanted to add some background text to this little pail, so I grabbed Millet's Pages by IOD, and I'm just cutting out some little blocks of text. And you will see in a second when I cut a chunk out, I kind of do some zigzags because I just want it to look a little messy and unintentional. So I'm just going to apply these block text all around my little picture. And then we will use polyacrylic to apply my printed mushroom on the front of this little container. Once I get my mushroom applied, I will then go over the whole project with a coat of that polyacrylic just to seal on top of that paper and to protect my transfers. The last step is just adding one more detail. I'm going to use Vintage Textures by IOD and my black permanent IOD ink and just add a little bit of crackle. Just those extra details make a project so special. Y'all let me know what you think about this one. I might be keeping this one for myself too, but if I do sell it, I would probably sell it at like $8.95. Let me know what you think about this one. The last challenge item for today's video is this wooden tissue box holder. This thing is adorable. The side was broken off. I don't know if it happened during the shipping process, but it is a easy fix. Just using some Titebond quick and thick, and I will slide that back in place and clamp it up for a few hours. And then we're going to mix up some milk paint. This is Sweet Pickins milk paint, and I'm using the color Birdie. I think that is the perfect match. And I am mixing up 2 scoops of powder with 2 scoops of water. Whisk very well and combine those ingredients, and I will set it to the side and let it thicken for about 10 minutes. I took my tissue box holder outside and gave it 2 coats of this shellac. I just wanted to make sure I didn't have any bleed through, and if you're ever worried about bleed through, it's just an easy step just to take it outside and give it a quick coat of a sealer. So now I'm just going to apply my milk paint. I'm pouncing, I'm brushing, I want some texture, and I applied 3 coats to the entire box. And on that last coat, I'm going to use my heat gun to force some crackle and hazing because I love the way that, oh, I cannot talk. I say that every video, don't I? It's true. So now I'm just using my heat gun to force that crackle. I just love the effects milk paint gives you. And next, I'm just going to give it a good sand to get rid of some of those high points, to get off that chippy paint. And then we will seal it in with some Fusion Agent Wax. Have y'all used this aging wax yet by Fusion? I love it. It is like so creamy. I have always been a DIY wax girl, or the Sweet Pickins dark oil wax. I love that over milk paint as well. But this wax right here is winning my heart. Like, it is an awesome, awesome product. I just ordered a bigger container. So you can just see me buffing off the excess, and you're about to get a close-up of this yummy crackle I have going on with this project. And this is actually going to the office I work at Hope Restorations, because everybody is sick right now. So this will be a cute decor piece for the tissue boxes to be passed around in. This was a very simple project, but I think it turned out great. Y'all let me know what you think about this one. I would price it at $16.95. And that is it for today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed these makeovers. Be sure to go over to Natalie's channel, Sparks of Joy Studio, and see what she did with her items I sent her. And if you are coming from Natalie's channel, thank y'all for joining me, and I want to welcome you. And if you like what I did with my items, be sure to like and comment which one was your favorite. Thank y'all. Bye.